This is the WLMouse Sword, the first ergonomic mouse released by WLMouse, and as the name suggests, the theme of the mouse is a sword. This is reflected not only in the packaging but also pretty much everywhere on the mouse, including even the PCB. The looks of this mouse are honestly super impressive. There are multiple different colorways available from it, but I just had to get this white one with the gold accents, and it is even more impressive looking version. The paint job looks flawless and the coating on the magnesium shell is very nice. It is chalky matte coating that, at least for me, offers great grip qualities also. The shape of this mouse is in the similar size category as the Pulsar X Lite size 2 or Zowie EC2C, but what separates this from those mostly is the thinner front portion. As you can see, it just gets more narrow on the front part here, and overall the front portion is very rounded. Something like the Ponage Stormbreaker and Razer's newly released Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed are then smaller and more nimble feeling in hand. The regular Death Adder is slightly longer, beefier on the middle, and the main difference you are gonna feel is the front right corner, which goes a lot lower on the sword. I feel like they have done an absolutely fantastic job with the sword's shape, and especially this front right corner is something that I like. It just gives a nice position for my ring finger to go with my relaxed claw grip. The hump on the sword is also very much in the middle with a very natural curvature overall. I still think the Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed is better suited for my hand size, mainly because of the length, but I got no comfort issues with the sword and my performance with it has been feeling really good also. It is a very easy shape to get accustomed to. If they would make a mini version of this with a shorter length while keeping the width pretty much the same, I think that one could be an insane mouse for my hand size especially. Build quality wise, this mouse is one of the most solid mice that I've laid my hands on. With the weight of around 50 grams, the mouse has absolutely no creaking or flexing, and the main buttons feel super rigid. One thing I truly appreciate is that they made the sides almost completely solid on the sword. There are still some small holes on the sides, but neither of those really interfere my grip in a nasty way. My grip on the mouse is fairly tilted to the right, so my thumb rests exactly on the spot where the solid part is on the left, but on the right I feel some of these smaller holes kinda. They are however very small holes, and like I said, they don't cause me any discomfort. Of course, everyone's hands are unique and there are a lot of different styles of gripping your mouse, so these sides may still annoy some people. Luckily, WLMouse has included not one but two pairs of grips in the package, so if you have discomfort, maybe try those. Another feature that may annoy some people are these finger grooves on the main buttons. I am a big fan of these and they offer some real nice consistent placement for my fingers, but I am aware that many people dislike any kind of finger grooves on the buttons, so if you know you dislike those, you may want to look elsewhere. With the sword, you have two options for the main switches, the TTC Nile switches or the Omron opticals, and I went with the latter since those switches have provided me great experience previously, and they are implemented very well in this one also. They are maybe a bit on the heavier side this time, however, so keep that in mind. I don't know how light the TTC Niles are, but if they are lighter, maybe go with those if you want some lighter clicks. The side buttons are fully colored according to the colorway of your choosing, and they are very tactile, snappy and sturdy. The scroll wheel is also pretty nice, but it maybe lacks a bit of tactility overall. The middle click is nicely balanced with the scrolling function, and I've had no accidental pings happen with this mouse. One improvement they could make to the scroll wheel is regarding the rubber ring. Now it is just very flat and just slightly higher than the plastic scroll wheel. My suggestion would be to make it domed like on the Death Adder V3 Hyperspeed, for example, and that way it would allow easier scrolling even for users who scroll their wheels from the sides. The wireless performance on the sword is very much the same as on their other newer releases such as the Beast X 8K, Beast X Max and Beast X Mini. Motion delay is pretty much top tier and the stability on the firmware seems pretty good also. One interesting thing is regarding the click latency, and for some reason with the opticals I could get somewhat higher results than on the Beast X Mini, with the mechanical switches. This could be an issue with how the X-Lite is measuring optical switch signals, or maybe they have to use a different click algorithm with the opticals, but in all honesty, the numbers are still very low. And yeah, they don't really matter for the consumer at all at this point. You still get the same top tier performance as with the rest of WLMouse's lineup. WLMouse has also joined the WebDriver gang, and you can adjust everything on the mouse with their Chromium based app nicely. There are also these 3 buttons on the Sword's dongle that you can use to switch the DPI, polling rate and liftoff distance, but implementation of the dongle control seems a bit unfinished. The only indicator you get from changing these settings is when you change the DPI. With the polling rate or the lift-off distance, the mouse just flashes the same color every time you press the button, so you might accidentally switch to a wrong polling rate very easily. So I've been just using the WebDriver to change the settings on the mouse, and honestly, so should you. You could open the WebDriver and then press the buttons on the dongle, but I see no actual point in doing that. But yeah, overall, I've been very impressed with how good they managed to make their first Ergo mouse. Super solid build quality, very nice performance, and zero discoloration on the white coating. So yeah, very nice. But I think that is all for this one. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one. Goodbye.